And we see the two teams going through their pre-match rituals. Herentals, of course, dressed in pink and blue today. The students and Caps United, the home team, the Green Machine, clad in their famous green and white. And they will be hoping to continue their fine run at Rufaro Stadium this season. Of course, Caps United were in action last week, as were Herentals, as we resumed the Premier Soccer League after the mid-season break. And now these two teams are ready to lock horns this afternoon. Quite a decent crowd already out in full color. For the students, this might feel like a mid-season exam, but for the Green Machine, it's time to prove that they are well-oiled and ready to tackle the challenges that will come in the second half of the season.
Yeah, it feels good to see Grey Kufandada in pink.
Now the two captains, Konos Murwira and Godfrey Mkambi, going through the pre-match, which was the toss with our officials for the day as we prepare for kickoff. And Caps United seems to be attacking from the city end, which is the left side of your screen, while Herentals will be attacking from the Mbari end, right to left on your screens. So now the Vietnam stand and the shots there, not yet quite populated so far. And there is Caps United, perfect blend of quite some seasoned campaigners in that lineup today. And we see Herentals as well, just going through their warm-ups as we prepare to tackle the match for the day. And this is how the two teams will be lining up today. Caps United, the home team, with Tonderai Mateaunga, who will be in goal for the Green Machine. And Konos Murwira, of course, formerly of Dynamos, and he's now representing the green half of the capital city of Harare. He's wearing the armband and he's joined in defense by Bruce Kangwa, Eric Manokore and Hastings Chapusha. For Caps United, the midfield will be composed of Kingsley Mureremba. Phineas Bamusi storms his way back into the starting lineup with exciting winger Junior Bunjira, of course, coming in from the wide areas, and the ageless quality of Rodwell Chinyengetere as well. Two strikers, the two men up top, a lot of experience between them, Lord Chiwunga and William Manondo, who is the joint leader in the scorers chart on 8 goals, together with Kama Billiat, who scored yesterday. For Herentals, it is pretty much a much changed side from the team that did business against Bikita Minerals last week in a 1-0 victory, as they hand the debuts to Blessing Kagudu, who joined Herentals in the mid-season break. Grey Kufandada, moving from Arenal Movers, makes his debut today for the season for the students. And Melvin Mukiwa makes his second start after crossing the floor from Yada. He was in action last week against Bikita Minerals. He replaces Tanaka Lakama. Milton Chimedza is relegated to the bench, while William Kapuma is out through suspension. So in the screen, Innocent Benza and John Joao will be leading the attack for the students. Veronica, quite a bit of a shocking spree for the students in the mid-season break.
Yeah, they did quite a big business. From the look of things, I wouldn't really want to expect anything less from them, because even looking at the guys that they brought on forward, the guys that are on the starting 11, they are quite seasoned, and they know what to expect. They've been there, they've always been doing business.
And of course, John Joao up against his former paymasters today.
Yeah, but I don't think that is going to count much. And also looking at him, he's been on fire so far this season, despite the injuries that keep creeping on him. The moment that he's just on the pitch, you know he can give you something. Remember last week, he also converted in their 1-0 victory at Sakuva Stadium. So this is quite, we expect this to be quite an interesting day.
Interesting afternoon, and Caps United already on the move with Kingsley Mureremba, who finds Eric Manokore, who made his name as a midfielder in the colors of Black Rhinos, now converted into a defender. So Junior Bunjira with an early cross, and it was a team effort towards the goals from the leading scorer of the season. Bunjira, of course, son of the legendary Caps United winger Alois Bunjira, who is watching from the stands today.
Yeah, the youngster has really been doing wonders so far in the season, and trust me, if they don't give him a suitable person who's going to ground him today, someone who can't match his speed, we are in for thrills, because the guy has the speed, he has the crosses. If they let him take those crosses to Chiunga and Manondo, we are going to get something.
Yeah, very potent from the wide areas, Junior Bunjira. And today, in the early stages, is just cutting through that midfield. Veronica, nice layoff from William Manondo, but then just fails to find William Manondo. So the students will try to make their way with Innocent Benza, try to pump one forward for Grey Kufandada. Grey Kufandada truly impressed in the colors of Herentals Movers in the first half of the season. Unfortunately, they found themselves in the drop zone, and now he's made a step up to a moderately mid-table team as things stand.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate for Herentals Movers, because that's a big loss for them. Kufandada is quite an asset. He has the eye for placing those passes, the crucial passes, and is that one player who has the speed, who has the idea of placing himself in quite crucial positions when need comes. So I think it's a gain for Herentals and quite a loss for Herentals.
Yeah, those students currently having to shoulder close attentions from Caps United, or just knocking the ball around. Godfrey Mkambi, of course, once turned out for Caps United, bitter rivals Dynamos. He's travelled quite a lot in local football, and is now one of the stalwarts for the men in pink. So the early ball searching for John Joao, who was the match winner last week for the students in Matchday 18. It doesn't quite come off. So Tonderai Mateonga, he's been enjoying a good run of form, particularly when he plays at Rufaro here, which has also coincided with some of the best moments for Caps United this season.
Yeah, and the good thing is, even during his time with when he was with Dynamos, he enjoyed the moments at Rufaro. So I think it's actually him and Rufaro. Look at what Phineas Bamusa was trying to do there, but Bunjira quite in time to keep it inside the pitch.
So Caps United looking for a very early start in this game. Kingsley Mreremba has been quite prominent in the center of the pitch. Manokore quite far up the pitch. Nice layoff from Rodo Chinengetere, but Takuzwa Chikosi easily collects that one, and we'll be looking to restart things in a more calmer tone for Herentals. Brighton Majarira in defense today. He's had quite a lot of struggles with injury this season, and he's one of those players who'll be hoping for a bit of a consistent run out in the sun.
Yeah, the Majariras has been quite instrumental with the Herentals for quite some time. It's been seasons and seasons with the Majarira brothers, and I think when we talk of Herentals, we can't really talk of Herentals excluding the Majariras.
Very much a part of the furniture at Bamburi. The students, which one do they prefer to go by, really?
I think the students, looking at most of their celebrations, I think the students suits more with their, goes well with their celebrations.
Yeah, the students, of course, the backbone of this team, being an educational institution in Zimbabwe, hence their nickname, the students of Bamburi, seem to suggest that they are destroyers of sorts, and I can tell you that when they come up against the so-called big teams of the league, traditional giants, teams in good form, they do love to spoil a party. It will be a free kick for Caps United. Kornos Murura looking for options in the box, and we know he can whip one in.
Quite a technically gifted captain there.
Searching one, Manondo doing more defending for Herentals than attacking for Caps United. Was a pitch of a cross. William Manondo, Mr. Chibuku himself, found his scoring touch in the first half of the season, and he knows he would have done so much better in that instant, Veronica.
And he was in a very, very good position there. It's just unfortunate it wasn't his time, but I think that's enough to boost his confidence, because looking at Manondo, I feel like he's one player who is really all about confidence. The moment he's in form, he goes so far, but the moment he's off, he's just so off.
Yeah, and if I were to put you on the spot, isn't that something that is synonymous maybe with a lot of strikers, where once you hit a scoring streak, you are almost impossible to stop. A deep in form, but just knock you off balance. But Cape United on the search today. Phineas Bamusi, of course, he has worn the armband before, but he just loses out, and the charge is on Innocent Benza with a deft touch. Defense splitting, but Hastings Chakusha just doing enough to stop them. Bamusi again lost possession in that last phase of play, but he recovers well enough. Christian Nyatondo winning a throw-in for the students. So Herentals working their way into the box now. It's a chance for a shot, but it's not quite convincing. Easy collection for Matea Onga. So Blessing Kagudu getting his first taste in the colors of Herentals. How good a fit is he for the students, Veronica?
I think that's one good signing that the students did during the mid-season, because he has the experience, he has been there, and looking at how the students have been faring, this is just icing on top of the cake, because they have already been good. But I think these additions are just something that they needed to give themselves an edge.
Yeah, so his contribution will be telling as far as the ambitions of the students are concerned. Godfrey Mukambi, recipient of some rough treatment from Innocent Benza with a clever flick, but he's adjudged to be offside. Holds the record as the oldest player in the league, and once in a while he does show flashes of fancy footwork, those clever flicks, often misleading his markers.
You know, one thing that I like about him is he's one guy who has worked his way up there in terms of life itself. So definitely him playing football, it's not about what he can get from it, but it's all about him and his passion. He's just driven by passion.
Yeah, and often partners with his son Tinodenda Benza in the Herentals team, up and attack. Tino, of course, not part of the squad today after some time in Europe with an academy during the mid-season break. But the men that are on the field today will be looking to make things happen. It's a clever flick from Benza, and giving Mukiwa room to chase. He's got enough legs. It's a half a chance. Grey Kufandada. Guilt-edged chance, and he just tips it over the bar. That's the threat which he poses. That's exactly why they signed him. And like you mentioned earlier, Veronica, Arenos' loss might just prove to be a Herentals gain in this one.
You know what, Tinashe? It's quite funny that exactly the same thing that he did right there for Herentals is what actually drew my attention when I first got to know of Grey Kufandada. That's always been Grey Kufandada. He's just full of surprises.
Full of surprises, and today he's been putting in quite a shift. He has to be at his best because Cape United have been quite formidable at Rufaro. And so the two veterans combining, God knows Murwira and Bruce Kangwa, as always looking to carry the ball forward. A very positive-minded player, if you ask. Cape United have collected 6 wins this season, and 5 of those have come from Rufaro. So it's a pitch that is traditionally more inclined towards Dynamo's glory days. They are rivals, of course, but they seem to be quite finding the home comforts very beneficial this season. So it's a charging run from Murwira. Shoots just wide. Captain's initiative. He was starring, of course, for Zimbabwe, the COSAFA Cup, which triggered a lot of rumors from interest from a couple of clubs across the Limpopo. We are yet to see what will come of that.
Yeah, recently we heard of him being in Eswatini, probably trying to find his way to Nsingizeni. I don't know how it went, but trust me, Tinashe, when you realize that what you are doing is actually capturing some attention out there, whether you make the move or you don't, it's actually some sort of a motivation for you to keep going stronger.
Yeah, and at his age, it is true testament of some good work. But today, some of the youngsters pulling the strings for Caps United, it is Kingsley Mreremba, tries to play it early to find Bamusi, who just maybe didn't show enough of the pace that we have seen over the years. So Caps United playing a very high line today, just piling on the pressure for Herentals, who have just been soaking it up in this opening exchanges. But they are yet to find a breakthrough. The best chance of the game came probably the way of William Manondo. Greg Kofandada, of course, was closer to the goal, but technically a bit more difficult as compared to that header from Manondo from God knows Murira delivery. So Murira tries to weeps one more. It's just tussling his very feet. Knocks it back to his goalkeeper, and John Joao will give chase. Very familiar with the Caps United dressing room.
Yeah, but one thing with Matea Unga is one goalkeeper who's so good with his feet. You can't really take it away from him when he has the ball on his feet.
I know a goalkeeper who's good with his feet is one of the requirements of the modern goalkeeper, but some Caps United fans have been given a few heart-stopping moments by Matea Unga when he tries to play his way out of his box. So Loy Chitemwe looking on pensively with his technical squad. Of course, a championship winning player and coach with Caps United. He was the last one to lead them to glory in 2016 when Caps United won the league championship after 11 years. It has been a long wait since then, and one gets the feeling that there's a desperate need for silverware in the green half of the capital city.
And I think you understand his frustrations when things don't go his way. He has been there with the team for so long. He knows its highs and downs, its highs and lows. So he knows what they can do when they want. So I think sometimes I get to understand his frustrations because he has celebrated with the club before, he has celebrated with the team before, and obviously he needs one more dance. That's got Murwira there. Wow, that was a brilliant one, but fortunately Chikosi was alert.
Yellow card shown to Bamusi. The first one of the afternoon as we cross the 15-minute mark since the game started. It's been good stuff from both sides. Nothing yet to show on the scoreboard, but they've been doing quite well. So Godfrey Mkambi on the receiving end today. So many times we've seen him dish out the fouls, and there's just pumping up the students to crank up the pressure against the green machine.
Yeah, you know, sometimes this armband comes with a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. So sometimes you tend to restrict yourself. You go back into your cocoon just to protect that armband so that you won't be found on the wrong side. So I think today, as of today, it's actually to Godfrey Mkambi to lead his guys by example.
Muruira pumps one forward, giving his teammates something to chase, and the win a throw in a very good space. Brighton Majarira just nudging it out of play, and that is quite poor to put it very mildly. It would be perfect on a rugby pitch, but in a soccer stadium this is probably not it. So Takuzwa Chikosi, of course, in goals for Herentals. I tell you what, Veronica, the competition for places in that Herentals goalkeeping department is always very stiff, and Chikosi, though, seems to have elbowed his way and established himself as the preferred number one choice goalkeeper for Paul Benza. He's been offered a bit of competition in the form of Nedrick Maria, who joined from Wange. You will remember him, of course, from the white towel controversy, which seems to overshadow some of his qualities every time that it's talked about. With never mind Antonio out on injury, Herentals needed to beef up the goalkeeping department, and he will be offering some bit of competition for Chikosi, who is quite good, especially from set play situations.
Yeah, I think it's quite good. It's a pleasing step up from Chikosi, because looking at last season, it had always been never mind Antonio who was the favorite one.
So Ruguchu harmlessly goes wide. Caps United breathe a sigh of relief. Of course, speaking of the goalkeeping department for Herentals, they also have their goalkeepers coach, a former son of Caps United, Sungim Zamiri. Fans of yesteryear will remember the glory days. Former Zimbabwe international, he's doing wonders with the goalkeepers there.
Yeah, I think they really needed boosting the goalkeeping department, because looking at the first half of the season, yes, there were moments when Chikosi would be found with some costly faults that always proved so damaging to the students. So I think the coming in of Nedrick there, it's quite important for the students.
Of course, Nedrick in the picture there, no white towel in sight.
We are probably going to see a pink one this time around.
That would be very interesting to see. But then a howler from Takuzwa Chikosi, giving a chance to Caps United. Lord Chiwunga just being stopped.
The experienced Majarira, quite in time,
countering the experience of Lord Chiwunga as well. It's quite difficult to spot him today. Chiwunga, of course, is usually rocking eye-catching hairstyles, usually tints his hair blonde, ginger, and today is just go natural. And Takuzwa Chikosi just bouncing on the balls of his feet, organizing his defense, as Gonoz Muruira, one of the best crossers of the ball, prepares to send one in for the green machine. Cleared by Gray Kofandada, signed to score the goals, chipping in with defensive duties today. So it's only 1 point separating these two teams on the log standings. Herentals are in 8th place, and Caps United is in 9th place. 24 points for the students, 23 for Caps United. And I think for a season that was expected to be undergoing transitions ever since Kumbira Mutweguzwa crossed the floor to join Geze Platinum Stars as assistant coach to take Shwachiragwi, Paul Benza was promoted from the Herentals developmental side from Division 1. But then he's made a mockery of all the people who were expecting him to struggle, because the bulk of these players passed through him as well.
Yeah, the good thing, that's the good thing with development. Tinashe Benza has always been in the system for so long. He worked together with Mutweku Ziva. So I think even the departure of Mutweku Ziva, yes, mentally it gets to disturb here and there. And now that Paul is the role on the forefront, obviously he needed to make 1-2 changes. But the good thing is he understood these players. He knew their strengths, their weaknesses, and what they can give, and that's what he has done.
Yeah, and Melvin Mkiwa, the new signing, almost nicking the pocket of Junior Bunjira there, but then he pumps it out of play, so it'll be reprieve for Caps United. And they will be restarting now with God knows Muruira. Sends it forward to find Bruce Kangwa. Lots of experience, kilometers under his belt. Kingsley Mureremba, you just have to love the way he turns, the way he finds space in the middle of the pitch. God knows Muruira, God knows Mukambi, Godfrey Mukambi. Goodness, tongue twisters out there. Godfrey Mukambi just rushing in to play a pacifier and hopefully avert a yellow card being shown to his by our center referee today.
I'm beginning to feel, Tinashe, like maybe these qualities that we are seeing today from Mukambi, this is actually what Herentals does need. Such a type of a leader who is able to communicate with these guys.
And it's been an absolute arc for a player who's been accused of being a hothead at most times. It's good to see that he can tune it up. Very intelligent footballer he is, Godfrey Mukambi. Maraba, Godza, goes by many names, but his qualities on the ball are undisputed. So Caps United will take this one just from the center line, with the captain playing it short. Find Muriremba, who is sporting his trademark white tights underneath his kit, and Lord Chiunga being offside for that one. Formerly of Black Rhinos, Lord Chiunga tried to stage a remarkable survival mission for Chawaya Chipembere last season, ultimately coming up short, Veronica, especially after struggling with injury. And many people thought he will be turning out in the Division 1, the lower leagues. He had quite a number of suitors who were looking for him, and he has testified that he had to pray about it. He had a dream where he was on a bus wearing a green kit. He's a deeply spiritual man, and he says his heart was inclined toward the green machine.
Yeah, I think he's just one guy who believes so much in prayer, and I think his prayers have never led him astray. This is what has kept him on the elite league. Because remember, even during the Easter weekend, when he came and scored a brace, he was coming straight from church to camp. So what else would you want?
Very spiritual man. And the interesting thing is, both teams do go through their rituals and prayers before the games. So it's interesting when results don't quite go the way. But Kufandada now are linking with John Joao, and he wins a corner kick for Herentals. Hastings Chapusha has been rock solid for Caps United in defense, despite the fact that they've conceded 19 goals. He has been quite good. He's also chipped the other end with valuable goals every once in a while. So now it's time for Mateaunga to be called to action.
If there's one thing that I love about Mateaunga, Tinashe, is he might have some blunders here and there, but he's never caught unaware. He's one guy who's always paying attention.
You could almost say he's confident to a fault sometimes. He's never one to shy away, but the delivery comes in, and Herentals misses everyone. Was quite a decent cross as well.
That was a good
Blessing
one.
Kagudu sending a very nice one. He's already earning some fans in the Herentals camp for his type of play. Then Melvin Mkiwa, of course. Yada was in action yesterday. Thrilling 2-0 victory over Bikita Minerals. And speaking of Bikita Minerals, Herentals played them last week. 1-0 victors in a game that saw 2 red cards being shown. They were playing each other for the second time inside 6 weeks. Of course, you would remember they were supposed to play on Matchday 1, but then there was still that promotion issue still going on from the Eastern Region Soccer League. So Herentals didn't know their opponent. So technically Herentals had their first match of the season against Caps United on Matchday 2 at Nyamunga Stadium. That was before Rufaro got approval to host top flight matches. And they would fall down to a 2-0 victory, to a 2-0 defeat rather, from Caps United. A victory which was soon followed by 5 more wins for Caps United. But a lot has changed since then. The Herentals have enjoyed an unbeaten run for 10 matches before it all came crashing down. But they are back to winning ways, and William Manondo just failing to add to his tally for the season. So now, 26 minutes played, and he's still goalless.
Yeah, I think it's quite sad about Bikita considering how they started the season. Would have expected them to be up there, but it's quite unfortunate that they now seem to be dropping the points. Probably it's the departure of Socha Minuka. I really don't know how the 4-plate stove has become some sort of in shambles just a short while since the departure of Chaminuka, and I'm just hoping that they are going to get their act together so that probably they evade relegation.
Yeah, I know Gianni has done well, decently, since he got promoted, but the 4-plate stop got a bit disjointed with Alan Gadzikwa hinting on a move, possible retirement, keeping everyone guessing. But then, of course, Evans Katema moving as well from Bikita Minerals, so it will be interesting to see how they fare until the rest of the season. But today we have quite a couple of matches taking place across the country. Of course, we are coming to you from Rufaro Stadium, where Caps United is taking on Herentals. Wange is hosting Dynamosa the Colliery. Manika Diamonds up against Tel 1 at Sakuva Stadium. And on ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, of course, it is the Blawayo Derby, Highlanders versus Blawayo Chiefs.
That's an interesting one. You know how the Twitter masters can be so frustrating to big teams, and with the Highlanders coming from a victory against Dynamos, they obviously seek to extend their winning ways, but it's not going to be so easy for them with Chiefs.
Yeah, so if you want to have the best of both worlds, you can stream this one on the Zim Papers television network, socials, as well as catch up on the action. But John Joao with a chance now. Knew his deficiencies in terms of pace and just tried to link up with Greg Vandada, but there wasn't enough follow through. Of course, Innocent Benza not quite having the legs to match his strike partner, but astute defending from the Green Machine. So they will try to charge forward. Phineas Bamusi couldn't pass. Kagulu no way through. Craig Fandada fails to connect with that one, but then he wins a cheap free kick. I think Bruce Kangwa was a bit late in that one and caught the rental striker.
You know, one thing about Herentals is that even when they get the free kicks, it's anyone who's willing to can take it. They don't have the go-to guy when it comes to free kicks, and I think they need to work on that, because every other team needs someone to fall onto.
Yeah, the set piece specialist Chinotenda Benza is not around. Milton Chibenza, who can strike a few, is not around as well. He's on the bench today. We might be seeing more of him later on. It's a whipped one from Kagudu. Mukambi to pick up the pieces. He takes everyone by surprise, but the recovery was brilliant from Lord Chiwunga. Manokore finds Manondo. Caps United with acres of space. Not sure if that was the right decision from William there. He had a runner to his right side, but Bamusi just missing out, and is neatly collected by Blessing Piri. Mukiwa linking with Piri again. Mukambi. Herentals have been a bit static today. Their movement has not been perfect. Very compact at the back, but in terms of moving the ball around, they seem to be a bit sluggish.
Yeah, I think with the Herentals coming into this one, the idea was not to concede. So let's defend as much as we can, because they know what leading goal scorer Manondo can do, and they know what Lord Chiwunga can do as well. So maybe their main focus was actually in terms of defending more than attacking.
Yeah, and the defending objective has gone swimmingly well so far. 30 minutes played and still no goal scored. But the Herentals get a free kick in a promising position. It's Lawrence Zimondi awards one to Herentals, so 3 players will deliberate over that one. And I think Matia Unga is not expecting a direct one. He's just telling his defenders to keep an eye out for the late runners into the box. So it will be Kagudu. Innocent Benza, presumably the decoy man. Time seemingly stands still for teams in moments like this. Benza the decoy, Kagudu, ambitious. He got the power, he got the curl, but just not the accuracy.
Yeah, I think he could have probably alternatively tried to lower his hit just a bit. If he had given John Joao the opportunity to make it a header there. Joao is actually good with his head. So I think if he had just lowered it a bit and given him the opportunity to head it home, he could have made it.
Yeah, the decision making there a bit questionable, but Greg Kufandada loses out. Cape United recover quickly, and Joao is found. He spreads it wide for Melvin Mukiwa. Blessing Piri. Kingsley Mureremba just going very low to hit that one out, reminiscent of the exploits of James Matola back in the day. You know, people used to joke about how he would even, how low can you go when it comes to hitting the ball out. I don't know if that's reactionary, if that's instinct.
Maybe these are just youngsters, you know, Tinashe. They have strange spaces of getting inspiration. He could be one of those guys.
Yeah, well, and if you're a youngster like Kingsley Mureremba and you're looking for inspiration, James Matola is definitely one of those players you would enjoy looking out for. But it's a chance for the students, but the flag goes up. And once more, we'll have to restart.
Yeah, that's the students. The students who have been masters of coming from behind so far in the season, so far this season. But looks like they seem to want it first, looking at how things have been going today. Because in other games, they usually enjoy just sitting back from the start of the game. Then later on in the second half, that's when you realize that the students are really not that much of a pushover. And, 7 draws, 2 wins as the away team so far this season.
Yeah, Junior Bunjira just failing to connect with the cross, and another chance goes begging for Cape United. Takuzo Chikosi hasn't been tested so far this afternoon. He won't be complaining, but I know the coaches down there will be getting a little panicky. So Herentals just dicing with death a little there, trying to start play from the back, but the high press from Cape United with William Manondo and the hard running Lord Chunga not allowing Herentals to play it out. And I guess in instances like these, you'd be expecting at least someone from midfield to add the numbers up front.
Yeah, but look at them, Tinashe.
Smooth from Kingsley Mureremba, trying to send Rodo Chinyengetere. Just runs into trouble. Melvin McKeown has been pretty good today, but if you were to fault or criticize his performance in the 34 minutes so far, is that he keeps playing it back. Junior Bunjira, acres of space. It's a good cross. Cape United. It goes wide. That was a chance. Phineas Bamusi failing to connect. Look at the agony on the Cape United bench. Everyone was on their feet, ready to celebrate. Even Lloyd Chitembe was on his feet.
It's quite unfortunate, Tinashe, when you get such a rare chance in quite a good spot. That was supposed to be a simple one.
Expressionless and furious from Lloyd Chitembe. Never shies away from letting his feelings be known. Looking very silent there. That was probably the second best chance of the game. Good work from Junior Bunjira. Down the right channel for Cape United. And Bamusi, you will remember Veronica a season ago when he was still the captain for Cape United. Things were not going well for the Green Machine. Went out publicly to take the blame. Even suggested that he might step away from the leading responsibilities until he rediscovers form. Mixed reactions to that decision. But we know he's got it inside him. But today, that wasn't the best. But Herentals now The steady build-up, it's a good cross. Kufandada took his eyes off the ball. Bruce Kangwa making sure they do not consider corner kick. So it will be a throw-in instead.
That's Kagundo taking the throw-in.
Takudzwa Chikosi is on the floor. The medics are out. 36 minutes played. Some of the players will go to get some last-minute instructions from their coaches. But elsewhere, at the colliery, there's been a development. Dynamos has taken the lead through Calvin Moyo from a corner from Nomochi Nyerere. So Wange currently trailing by 1-0 against Dynamos. Here at Rufaro, it is still goalless. And Veronica, since Herentals got promoted in 2019 season, Caps United currently leads the head-to-head 4 wins compared to 2 for the students. 3 of those matches have ended in draws. And but the funny thing about the 2 teams today is that they have enjoyed their best moments at Rufaro this season. Caps United collecting wins against the Herentals at Nyamunga. They were the away team. And of course, the Herentals was using Nyamunga as the home stadium. But the students as their away team are yet to taste defeat this season.
Yeah, and the good thing about the 2 teams, Tinashe, is a lot has changed. A lot changed at the start of the season. A lot has changed in the mid-season. And you really can't, it becomes even difficult to predict, because looking at Lloyd Chembwe traditionally has been known to be a guy who really understands working with the old guys, with the veteran, the tried and tested guys. But looking at this season, he decided to introduce the youngsters. And the young guys, Kingsley Mureremba, Junior Munjira, have been quite commendable. They've been giving quite a show. Even today, look at what Bunjira has done. When Manondo missed that glorious chance, it was through a Bunjira cross. When Bamusi missed that chance, it was also a connection from Bunjira. And I think this is really good for both sides.
Yeah, and Bunjira just connecting the wrong way with Blessing Piri in that instance. So Cape United won a free kick, which Bruce Kangwa, he seems very eager to get forward, but he's not getting the return pass that you'd be expecting. And I think his attacking instincts are on red hot alert today. He gets the ball in a promising area, touches it backwards to Bamusi. This fixture is traditionally offered goals. The only time that they have played out a goalless draw in their 9 meetings was in 2018, when the Herentals were in their debut season in the league. But since then, Veronica, every encounter has always delivered. And today we are yet to see one. Can that man in our screens, Greg Kufandada, be the one to break the deadlock? It will be seen. He's already had one good chance.
Yeah, I think the good thing about these new Herentals that we have seen this season is Paul Benza has done so much to transform it. We used to know Herentals to be a team that thrived so much in frustrating the opponent, getting under the skin of the opponent. But look at this season, how things have been done, how they have been doing their business. Herentals have just become like any other team that thrives on passion, that thrives on their abilities, and not playing mental games of frustrating the opponents like they used to in the previous seasons.
Yeah, apologies for that type of play. We'll say it's all part of game management. It is a debate that will always split the football community. And Luke Ruguchu has been one of the permanent features, one of the first names on the team sheet in the Herentals starting lineup. If you're looking for one team that was constantly rotating their starting lineups, Herentals will be featuring up there. But Paul Benza seems to have crafted a bit of consistency in terms of his preferred starting 11. And Ruguchu has been one of those, has played through the pain in a number of times when he's carrying niggling injuries, but he's a young man who loves his football. And today he's been tested once or twice by the pace of Junior Bunjira. He has come out unscathed, even after losing out on the individual duels. Mukambi will just boot that one out anyway. Defensive instinct just kicking in.
Yeah, but I think Rukuchu has given quite a decent show today. But one thing that I really like now is actually Junior Bunjira and how he has managed to work on some things in the past few weeks, especially during the mid-season. Knowing Bunjira he was one youngster who was a bit of predictable, because whenever he had the ball, you knew very well he was going to take the wing.
Yeah, he's coming with variations. Kingsley Mleremba tried to clean the mess up. Mukambi just overheating that one and stifling the chance for a counter attack. But Kangwa is back on it again. The sprightly Kingsley Mleremba sends a long searching one, and Bunjira, for all his speed and tenacity, could just not find the legs for that one. So Highlanders have apparently taken the lead against Bulawayo Chiefs. And from the 4 matches that are taking place today, only 2 goals have been recorded. Highlanders 1, Bulawayo Chiefs 0. Dynamos 1, Wange 0. That one is at the colliery. Here at Rufaro Stadium is still goalless. Started promising enough before the goal threat sort of fizzled out. The 2 teams tried to cancel each other out. But we still have a few more minutes to play before the halftime break. And Rodol Chinyengetere just getting a feel of the boot of Blessing Piri. Very gritty. A bit heavy-handed in his challenge. Kagudu has swapped places and tried to go forward, but he loses out to Kanas Murwira. Tazwell to protect the ball. Can he initiate a move forward now? The play has been very positive from Caps United. Bamusi with a nice cross. Chikosi, very alert. He had to be very careful. He had to be very careful in that instant.
That was quite pleasing from Chikosi Tinashe.
The cross itself was quite impressive as well. First real ball threat we have seen in the past 10 minutes. Just anyone's ball in the midfield right now. No one taking real authority or charge for ball. A lot of flailing arms, a lot of miscued clearances and passes. But I think it's safe to say that Caps United have carried the greater threat in terms of attacking potency, despite the scoreline remaining goalless. And if they are to find the breakthrough, they have to introduce a bit of variation in their attacking formations, because for now it's just barrage after barrage of attack, and Herentals are very happy to just sit deep and absorb the pressure.
Yeah, I think Herentals' defense did quite a good job, because those life-threatening chances that Caps United got, but they were quite on point to make sure that they don't concede.
So it will be a minute added on for additional time in the first half, where there have been very few stoppages. And it looks like we'll be heading for a stalemate at the halftime mark, unless if something comes out of this delivery from Kagudu to find John Joao. Not enough power or generated on the ball. Junior Bunjira getting a bit of afters with John Joao. Mukambi just trying to dive into the back of Chinyengetere, but play continues. Kagudu. Perfect timing from God knows Murwira. And now Rodwell Chinyengetere. So that is it from the first half. Caps United versus Herentals. 45 minutes played. Nothing recorded yet on the scoreboard. We'll be heading into the halftime break with the scores level. Craig Kofandada had a chance. John Joao had half a chance. Kingsley Mureremba has been busy, so has been Blessing Kagudu in sending those deliveries through. Mureremba has undoubtedly been the best player of the first half. Very busy, breaking play, initiating attacks, chipping in defensively, and Caps United will hold a brief caucus before they head to the dressing rooms. Something that always fascinates me when players have their own meeting before they head down to hear what the coaches have to say.
Yeah, I think that shows some team spirit, Tinashe, because when you are able to gather as players and be able to identify which areas maybe that are not going on so well, I think that's something good. You don't always have to wait for the coach to tell you what to do.
That's true. So we'll see what the two teams will bring in the second half. As it stands, it's Herentals 0, Caps United 0. Highlanders leading by a goal to 0 at Blawa Chiefs at halftime. Mervyn Sibanda. Wange trailing to Dynamos by a goal to 0. Kelvin Moore. Manika Diamonds 0, Telwa 0 to stand by for second half action shortly.
makamera hivi.
What?
Aisa makamera hivi. Ndio kutusia kamera paenga hivi.
Kuzaji?
Anga kaisa makamera hivi kwa hapo.
Ah, number 1.
Ndio kutusia kaisa.
Ah, kaya anaanza makamera. Anaanza kamera 1.
Ndio kumbe tetero.
Alright.
Akamira.
Is always good. Welcome back to the second half of Caps United versus Herentals. It is Matchday 19 in the Casolaga Premier Soccer League, coming to you live from Rufaro Stadium. It's been goalless when we went to the halftime break, and our play is about to continue. Only one change made so far. Herentals introducing Clemens Kovu, coming on to replace Innocent Benza. And Lawrence Zimondi will be getting the second half action underway very shortly. Innocent Benza can afford a smile. He had a few flicks and tricks in the first half, and the team is holding fast. The only thing that is missing from both these teams and their performances is just a goal, but otherwise it has been a near balanced contest between the Green Machine and the Students. So the second half resumes, and Caps United now attacking from the Mbare end with God knows Murwira trying to find Phineas Bamusi right from the onset, trying to catch the Students napping and a bit of balance. The last time out, Caps United recorded a 2-0 victory at Nyamonga Stadium, and the Herentals will be eager to avoid defeat today in what would be their first away defeat of the season. Kingsley Mriremba spreads it wide to find Bruce Kangwa. A smart turn from Bamusi, and he's tackled down. Nyatondo surely should be getting into the referee's book for that one. Christian Nyatondo, the pastor of the field of play. Christian, but there was...
I think he felt that was the only way to stop Bamusi.
Yes.
You know what he can do when he gets the space, yes, the speed, and that was quite a smart turn there. And I think he was actually geared to take it forward.
Yeah, the pastor had to employ some dark arts to stop his opponent there. So it will be Murwira to try and float one in for Caps United. It is a very good one, but it's cleared.
Herentals' defense not disappointing to date.
They have been rock solid. The new men Gobu just teeing up Grey Kufandada. The afterburners is two men with pace. And the youngster loses out. He recovers quickly. Gray Kufandada. Cha sending it over. Junior Bunjira protests. But Kufandada was just a little too smart and experienced for Junior in that instance. But William Manondo looks to be in some discomfort, especially after that challenge from the free kick. He is bleeding from his right eye. I think he probably connected with an elbow or something. Not very good sights for the Green Machine. Lawrence Zimondi, the man taking charge of this Matchday 19 encounter, is assisted by Sem Mahachi and Pearson Zokoonera, with Anna Maria Mtanga as the fourth official. And the match commissioner is none other than the great, the revered Mr. Mkuna. So William Manondo bleeding for the Green Machine, while Luke Ruguchu just tries to keep the momentum on. So I hope he'll be well enough to continue the match.
Yeah, hopefully, because he has been one guy to watch out for. He gave us a few moments, and we would have wanted to see him play longer. Probably he was going to give us something. Just hoping they keep him in there.
Yeah, and the thing about William Manondo, of course, is that he can be quiet for moments in the game, but he carries that special explosiveness at latter stages to just deliver things. You will remember his heroics against Wange, currently leading the scoring charts. So that's the man, Mr. Mkuna, alongside, of course, one of the greatest pens in terms of sports writing in Zimbabwean football, Petros Kausio, part of the Zim Paper Sports Hub. I wonder what his headline will read tomorrow.
One guy who has the guts to hold the pen whenever he wishes to. He will give you something that's going definitely to poke your mind.
Yep, so once the wordsmith decide on their choice of words, William Manondo will get treatment. He had quite a great season in 2022. Eric Manokore. I wonder if some of those Cape United players share the same barber, or they share some tips in terms of their hairstyle of choice, haircut of choice. Quite a number of them sporting that fade.
I remember some other time, Tinashe, we actually paid a visit to one of their famous barbers who stays in Glenora. He's quite good with those cuts, and at some point he would actually be invited into the Warriors camp to give the Warriors their famous haircuts.
Well, see where talent can get you. It's been a bit of a lengthy stoppage. Of course, no one will be complaining. A head injury is always very serious. But William Manondo, now sporting a bandaged head, is asking the referee if he can rejoin the field of play. Godnos Murira just teasing John Joao and pumps one forward. And Junior Bunjira losing out to Luke Ruguchu, who cleans up very well for the students. 50 minutes played, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Kingsley Mureremba are nimble-footed, does well. And those whistles and protests that you are hearing is the Cape United faithful trying to attract the attention of Lawrence Zimondi, so William Manondo can rejoin the play. And he's back on. But now it's Gray Kufandada with a charge. He's got a bit of room to try a shot. Running out of ideas. I think maybe as a new player in the team, he's not quite yet familiar with some of the runs of his strike partners. But while that is going on, Junior Bunjira will deliver one, which Brighton Majarira will boot out to safety.
Yeah, I think that was his biggest undoing. Greg Kufandada probably needed some more time to understand some of his strikers, and I think that was Bruce Kangwa trying to take it forward there. Unfortunately, Junior Bunjira is beaten to pace. Rugushu to take the throw in for Herentals. Ruguchu plays it short, gives it to Makiwa.
Godfrey Mkambi trying to engineer a move in attack. Craig Vandada failing to pull off another trick. Hasn't quite made a good start in the second half. But he has a chance to redeem himself now with space. It's a 1v1 situation. His cross is low and it's just slightly short. That seemed to have gone out of play. Kingsley Mureremba, of course, introduced to professional football by Nisbet Saruchera Yabo when he was still the coach for Cranbourne Bullets. Discovered at a social match.
So pleasing when you're such a young player who was actually mistakenly introduced by his high school teacher into football when he was only an athlete.
Since then he's been tearing up, quite setting it alight. I remember last season before Cranbourne Bullets got relegated, together with young Leon Daka, they were the youngsters, the teenage sensations for Cranbourne Bullets. Of course, Leon Daka ended up signing for Herentals, and he won't be featuring today. Nasty collision there. Alvin Mkiwa, and the free kick is awarded to Cape United. Bruce Kangwa looks the worse for wear after coming on together. Mondi not really getting rushed into blowing his whistle or making decisions today, which has often frustrated both sets of supporters in attendance today. Cape United will be making introductions shortly. It looks to be double substitution with Wayne Makuba, Jaden Bakari, who is yet to win over the Cape United faithful, one of the players who have crossed the floor from Dynamos to Cape United, but he has found minutes hard to come by. And I think it would be surprising if Lord Chunga is one of those withdrawn should Lord Chitembwe decide to go for a like-for-like swap.
Yeah, I think game time has really been a challenge for Jaden Bakari. And I think he really needs to up his game. You know, Lloyd Chitembwe is one of those few coaches who are so hard to please. But the moment that you make your way into his heart, you are sure to go far.
And if we were to ask, what is the way to Lloyd Chitembwe's heart?
Just hard work.
Hard work, discipline, professionalism.
That's true.
A love-hate relationship with the fans sometimes, but he's a true icon of the club. Knows a thing or two about playing in midfield. And so Kaguru has been bright today. He's played really well. Bruce Kangwa does well to find Lord Chiwunga. Phineas Bamusi with a teasing cross into the box, giving something for Junior Bunjira to chase. Can he whip it in early? Find support in the form of Manokore, who sends one in. Chikosi misses it, and so does Lord Chiwunga. Herentals survive this one. Missed chances for Caps United.
I think it's just not their day.
Just
This
not-
was a clean one. Chikosi was nowhere in sight.
was a very good cross, and that will be the last contribution for Lord Chiwunga, who comes out to be replaced by Jaden Bakari. For a while, turned out in the end that we were calling his name the wrong way all this time before he finally corrected the record. And Wayne Makuwa will also be replacing Phineas Bamusi. So, two youngsters being introduced to prove their worth. I think Veronica, over the past few seasons, rival fans have enjoyed calling Caps United a bit of an old people's home. Chembedeza Lodza was the chant they used to say, but this season Chitembwe has just balanced it so well with youth and experience. And Herentals will also be making their change as the captain, Blessing Majarira, goes onto the field of play to join his younger sibling Brighton, who is in the heart of defense, and he replaces Grey Kufandada. Just under an hour of minutes in the tank in the colors of Herentals. You can't really... I think he's had a decent debut for the students.
Yeah, I think that was quite decent for Grey Kufandada, but quite unfortunate. He's still yet to master his mates. He's still to understand their play.
John Joao with some silky footwork, but then Kangwa recovers. Murwira, cool as you like, never under pressure, never panicking. Majarira's first contribution to the game is to concede a free kick for his team. Bruce Kangwa once more. He finds Jaden. Wayne Makuwa. And it's a corner kick awarded to Caps United. Tempers were flaring from the city end. The traditional setting place for the Caps United fans, who are really not thrilled with some of the decisions they've been witnessing this afternoon. They are desperate for a win. It's been a long time.
You know, that's one thing about the fans, Tinashe. They always feel so entitled. They want their voices to be heard. So each time that the match official is on the wrong side, according to them, they would really voice out.
Yeah, the fans not hiding their feelings. An hour played here at Rufaro Stadium, and Caps United only have one win in their last 6 matches. Still searching and knocking on the door of Herentals, hoping to get a breakthrough. It has been 2 draws and 3 losses in their last 6 in the league. Nowhere near good enough for a team known as the Cup Kings, a team that prides itself on being included among the so-called traditional Big 3, along with Highlanders and Dynamos. But as it stands, they are on the back foot as the Herentals try to find their way forward through none other than Clemens Zimondi, who wins a corner kick for Caps United. So Herentals, 2 wins in their last 6, 3 draws and only 1 defeat. And the last time that they lost here at Rufaro was a 2-1 defeat to Ngeze Platinum Stars, where they were given a bit of a baptism of fire by Aubrey Ochirinda when he was introduced as a substitute. And it's a goal! Godfrey Mukambi opens the scoring for Herentals. The trademark row your boat celebration. The deadlock is broken. An unlikely hero. Godfrey Mukambi was on target against Yada at this very same venue, and he opens the scoring almost out of nothing. Teaunga can only look on in disbelief. So Herentals take the lead against all odds.
And Maraba takes his tally to 4 goals.
Leading scorer for the students this season, and he marches on comically. The rubber man, Godfrey Mukambi. And I can tell you, as a former Dynamo son, he would love and enjoy scoring against Caps United.
He salutes his paymaster there and teammates.
Warm embrace. So Caps United having to do it the hard way, having to come from behind. Fourth goal of the season for Godfrey Mukambi. Added responsibility with the captain's armband on his arm, but he hasn't weighed him down. If anything, it has increased his determination to power the students forward. And it's just frustration for Caps United at the moment as Brighton Majarida goes down. Jaden Bakari being the guilty party in that instance, and Melvin Mkiwa playing his first match for Herentals, and he's already teasing and baiting the Caps United fan base behind their goalkeepers.
That's the mark of a player, Tinashe. Every other player does that. They know what it means, especially for the big three and their supporters. Frustrate the supporters, you frustrate the team.
Physical and psychological warfare, both are taken on board in this one. Tonde Mateaunga doesn't look very happy. Herentals, as it stands, on their way to collecting their 6th win of the season and extend the gap between them and Caps United to 4 points. But there's still plenty of football to be played. Still a few game changers in the Caps United unit. It is up to them to take the initiative now and just make things happen. A lot of somber faces there. And that one fan on the bottom end of your screen just scratching his head. Whether that was in reaction to what is happening on the pitch or his mind is elsewhere is something we'll probably never know. But the scoreline is telling the story. Caps United 0, Herentals 1.
Whether his mind was elsewhere, Tinashe, but when the camera catches you and then we try to marry what's happening to what's on the pitch, it gives us a lot of sense.
Of course, it is ZTN, and we make sure that you get the picture wherever you're catching us from. Remember, it is Matchday 19, the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League, and from the ceremonial home of Zimbabwean football, it is the students that seem to be teaching the Green Machine a lesson in this mid-term examination, if you please. Godfrey Mukambi in the 62nd minute, striking one, setting things off in motion. And now Caps United will be demanded to make a big response. Kings Remureremba will try to find Bruce Kangwa. He's been pushing, challenging for one, and he links up way with Wayne Makuva. Manondo just being slightly frustrated. Some of the Herentals players, the Herentals Queens, who are watching on and supporting their male counterparts. They are two-time defending champions in the Women's Soccer League. Yesterday they recorded a frightening 7-0 victory in Mutare, and they are out in action today to support the students. So it will be another introduction for the students. Eric King Dombo blazed a trail in the Northern Region Soccer League last season, got promoted to the first team, and he replaces the truly impressive Melvin Mkiwa. So Dombo, of course, will be giving the Caps United backline a lot of thinking. He's a player who's blessed with a speed, shorter drop turn, and he can pack a shot from distance. Blessing Sarupinda for Caps United replaces William Manondo, who fails to add his tally. Of course, that cut above his right eye just leaving him a bit disoriented in this match.
Yeah, I think sometimes Tinashe is even it's about the pressure. Some of these players tend to get themselves under a lot of pressure to try and keep up with the Golden Boot race. So I think sometimes it then gets to subconsciously affect them negatively.
And if you were to ask them, they will tell you that the team cause comes first. Soccer Star finalist in 2022, William Manondo, holds the record for the most goals in the Chibuku Super Cup, the premier and richest cup competition in the country. It's the new man now. Eric King Dombo, he's loved, sends one fizzing in to fight John Joao, sends it back, Herentals with a chance, and Majarira just getting under the ball and looping it over, takes one to the face. It was all about timing, Veronica, and
indeed it was about timing, because look at the defenders. They had outclassed the defenders and they stood good chance to make it there.
Extremely acrobatic, very athletic from John Joao to just go full stretch and tip that one back into the danger area. Mateonga looked cooked, but of course Majarira failed to make it count.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate he's down there. I just hope it's nothing serious. He's going to be back on his feet. It's quite pleasing for Dombo. His first, quite pleasing for Dombo. Just being introduced and giving us something like that. And you know what, the good thing that I like about the guy is he's actually an engineering student at Rade Polytechnic, so sometimes he actually has to miss training so that he can balance his studies, but I'm pleased that he's doing quite well from both ends.
Yeah, remember a couple of matches last season when he was still in the lower leagues in Division 1. Sometimes he'll be turning up at the match day just before kickoff, introduced as a second half substitute and scored the winning goal for the Herentals on the 20 side. So it wasn't a surprise really when he was promoted into the first team along with the likes of Tanaka Vakama. But crunching tackle from the goal scorer Maraba to make sure that his team maintains their one goal advantage, and he's relishing it. He loves it. He plays with a knife between his teeth.
Yeah, one defender who loves scoring. When he goes for attack, he's equally good. When he comes to defend, he's so good.
Earlier on, you were talking about players who've been converted from being strikers, strikers to defenders. Mukambi actually played a bit as a striker with Buffaloes back in the day. And every once in a while, he likes to venture forward and just add to that attacking impetus. So far his goal is the difference between the two teams, and he's sitting pretty on 4 goals. That's more than some strikers have scored this season, and I think it is a constant point of worry for football lovers, the low numbers that we've been witnessing from most of the forwards.
That's very true, Tinashe. And the good thing about Maraba is when he is present, when he's on the pitch, you can feel his presence. When he's not there, you really get to see that today Maraba is not in.
He's a fighter. And now Kagudu will just try to kill the ball in the half for Caps United and maintain the pressure. Placing Majarira, one of the 3 Majarira brothers in the Herentals setup. Brighton is on the field today. If you were to spend some time and find out within the Herentals camp, they will tell you that the most talented naturally of the Majarira brothers, Rhinos, really currently of course playing with the developmental side for the students. He's had to enjoy a lot of injuries, and age is not exactly on his side, but they'll tell you that when it comes to natural talent, The siblings will tell you that most of the stuff they learned were tricks from the elder brother. So good, he was actually nicknamed FIFA.
Wow,
That's just
that's
how good he
so-
was.
And I can imagine how the parents feel when you have all your sons into football and playing for one club.
Takuzwa Chikosi just chipping in with a timely intervention to stop Caps United in their charge. It's a deep cross that finds no reprieve. Truly, Veronica, it was one of the most heartwarming stories of the transformational power of football. But now it will be time for a substitution for Caps United, with Ian Nyoni coming on to replace Junior Bunjira, who hasn't had much joy in the second half, save for that one chance just after resumption. So Caps United have made 4 changes.
Yeah, you know, sometimes Tinashe, these breaks, the halftime breaks, they can be good, they can be bad. So, you see, he was on top of his game in the first half, but retaining in the second half, they've managed so much to contain him. I think the message was, if the Caps United are going to get something, it's going to come from Bunjira. It's going to be initiated by Bunjira. So I think they just came back with Bunjira in mind. They just wanted to ground him.
Yeah, so Herentals effectively shutting down the channel for Bunjira, and as a result is substituted. But Caps United have a free kick in a promising area as their fans look on pensively. They are of course on the top half of the log standings, but their recent run of results is not really pleasing. Caps United a goalless draw against Chicken Inn last week. Prior to that, it was a 3-2 defeat to Ngeze Platinum Stars. They had a 2-1 victory over Chekutu Pirates, a 1-1 draw with Tel 1, the Butter Stadium, then a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Simba Bora. So they are looking for some cheer.
Yeah, the supporters, the big team supporters, Tinashe, they are not patient at all. Once you don't get the results, they are on your neck. They are not hesitant to do that, and so you have to make sure that every other match day you give them something to smile about.
Show up and deliver. The Colliery Wangi. Oh, it's a brilliant one from Caps United, but a combination of good fortune and alert goalkeeping from Takuzwa Chikosi make sure that Herentals maintain the lead. It was a beautiful free kick. Hastings Chapusha.
That was a pleasant one, Tinashe.
Very good. And then Chikosi just getting a fingertip save to punch, to push the ball onto the goalpost, and the defense a bit flat-footed for Herentals there, so you can understand the angry reaction from the men, the Goma Pudzi.
Yeah.
Very alert.
And I think Paul Benza did his homework quite well during the mid-season, because Chikosi had that weakness of losing concentration, and most of the time he was caught unaware and got the students punished. But I'm pleased with what he has shown us retaining from the mid-season break.
Yeah, he has truly improved, but it's half a chance for Caps United. Way too many pink shots in there. The goalpost in the way again for Caps United. The ball just won't go in. They felt the upright twice inside a minute. Chikosi was well beaten, and that's why the defense once more failing to clear their lines. Caps United.
Wow, Chikosi is down now.
Well, Zimondi will call attentions to Takuzwa Chikosi, who's spread out.
I don't know what's happening with the Herentals defense, because it seems like retaining in the second half, Caps United are so much able to penetrate that defense. They are so much able to break the defense. Quite unfortunately, they are just failing to finish it off. But having made it past that defensive line twice in just a few minutes says something.
It's been very easy for Caps United in the last few minutes. But unfortunately for them, the upright has stood resolute and just stopped them from equalizing. Rodwell, Jaden Bakari getting into the referee's book, possibly for something that is said. Lloyd Chitemwe might be beleaguered, but he will never show weakness. Just exchanging some notes with one of his trusted stalwarts, Bruce Kangwa. Orwell Chinyengetere, of course, the former soccer star of the year, former Golden Boot winner, former league winner. It would take quite a day just to ring out his decorations. One of the best technically gifted players in the country, ageless. He's now helping and doubling as a player coach, just extending some of his talents to the juniors at Caps United and some of his players. And today he's been quite charged up. He hates losing, and you can't blame him. He's a man who's used to winning things.
One thing that I actually love, that's so outstanding for me when I talk about Chinyengetere is about his discipline. Look at his discipline even on the pitch. He's barely very vocal. He barely challenges.
Takuzwa Chikosi, for his match delaying tactics, will go into the referee's book as we cross the 80th minute. 10 minutes to play. Tempers are just slightly beginning to flare up. Like we mentioned, it's a low-key Harare derby. Alzimondi has to be strong and keep control on things at the moment. Otherwise, he runs the risk of the game just going loose. But play will resume. This season, the spotlight has been increased on the referees. It's a half a chance. Caps United the upright for the third time. What will it take for them to record a goal? Chakuzwa Chikosi, last gasp. Our tempers are flying in this match now. Sparks are definitely flying. Chikosi stays rooted on the spot. He collected the ball before his body crossed the line. So obviously that one will not count. Caps United, this is agony. They will tell you that we have tried everything that we could in the second half, but the goal just won't come. The subplots are unraveling. And Chikosi slowly gets to his feet.
The missiles now flying from the Caps United fans. They are not happy with Chikosi there.
Yeah, and of course it's not the right way to express your disappointment. Roro Chinyengetere just saluting the players, and Lloyd Chitemwe, his head in his hands, oh my goodness. Chikosi is walking a very thin line, I can tell you. Already in the book for delaying. And Zimondi just warning him that you probably got some last chance, mate. Lloyd Chitemwe
Looks so dejected.
looks dejected.
Yeah, it's quite heartbreaking, Tinashe, when your guys are trying so much.
But as a coach, what can you do? These are your players. You have to stand up and motivate them to do more. And I think these delays and disruptions have just aided Herentals' cause and sort of killed the momentum for Caps United, who were coming into the fray.
Yeah, that's the whole idea, Tinashe. They are trying to kill the momentum. And I can see Manaba is just trying to push his guys to keep going. But you know what it is like, Tinashe, when the students are leading, they have that, they've mastered that art. They know how to delay.
The more diplomatic ones will call it gamesmanship. Some will call it match management. Some will call it delaying tactics. But I guess it's a loophole in the laws of the game which people will continue to exploit. And now,
One thing that I like though is that Paul doesn't really support that. Most of the time he's always against his boys delaying. Because I think he understands that in as much as the that it disturbs the momentum for the opponent. It also disturbs them in the process.
Yeah, so now Caps United will be trying to stage a comeback in the last few minutes of this Matchday 19 clash. It's been a while since Yasha is on Mufaro Kebe. And I think the unfortunate thing for them is that most times they look like they're just hanging on to survive. They are doing quite well, but sometimes the goal just won't go in. So it will be another change for Herentals. John Joao, formerly of Caps United, leaves the field and is replaced by Ali Maliselo in the last 6 minutes of the game. Of course, we might be seeing a bit more additional time considering the stoppages that have been on today, but that is down to the referee's discretion, of course.
Yeah, we haven't really been seeing much of Ali Maliselo this season, and I'm just hoping that the few minutes that he gets, he will give us something.
So now Chakuzwa Chikosi heading into the last 5 minutes of regulation time. Gonos Murwira finds Bruce Kangwa. It's a good delivery.
Unfortunately, no one is willing to take it.
No one was willing to take the risk in that one. So Blessing Majarira, a lone striker up there against 4 defenders for Caps United. How he muscles his way in. Does well to keep the ball, and it's half a chance for Herentals now. Ali Maslo just pumps that into the chest of Bruce Kangwa. It should feel like a punch.
Yeah, but I think Bruce Kanga is one guy who seems to be so good with diverting the ball with his chest, because I saw him even in the first half. He did the same on the other end. Rombo to take the corner kick.
So Eric Dombo to take the corner kick for Herentals as he milks the last few minutes of this game. The delivery is decent, but the header is missed by Ali Maliselo, who is one of the more versatile players on the pitch. He can play all across the departments on the field of play.
A complete player, if we must say it, Nashib. He gives you the defensive element when need comes. He gives you the striker, the attacking element when need arises. And I think that's a total package of a player. That's what any other coach would want.
And now Caps United just trying to mount the pressure, but they have to see enough of the ball if they are to make things happen. So Matiaunga off his line, they will be throwing all the bodies forward, and Herentals will need to hang on tight if they are to secure a victory today. They've only beaten Caps United twice. Acrobatic effort! Straight into the arms of Chakuzwa Chikosi. And then the colliery, Dynamos are still in the lead against Wange. 1-0 Kelvin Moyes goal the difference. And here it's Godfrey Mukambi's goal which has been the difference for Herentals. But Caps United charging forward. They are running out of time and they will need to be sure and accurate in their pressing and passing, something which they failed to do in 87 minutes. They now have to try and get a goal in the last 2 minutes of the game. And I just won't go their way.
And you can say the Cape United fans are so agitated.
And the mastermind behind this one is Paul Benza. Of course, the wins for Herentals this season, 5 wins so far. They're on the verge of their 6th one. There was a 2-1 victory over ZPC Kariba at Nyamunga. And then 3 of their 5 wins coming here at Rufaro Stadium. A 1-0 victory over Yada with Godfrey Mukambi, of course, getting the goal in that one. 2-0 victory over Blawaye Chiefs, a day when Feldman and Neva Rauji were on fire but just couldn't get anything on the score sheet. 2-1 win over Tel 1 and a 1-0 victory over Bikita last week. And the Cape United fans looking quite lush in their club colours, agonizing, trying to urge their teams forward. If only they could be allowed on the field, they would love to get the numbers, because clearly 11v11 isn't yielded the goals that are required. So Cape United just failing to add to the 21 that they have scored so far this season. 20 conceded, Veronica. That's not quite an impressive goal difference.
Yeah, it's really not impressive, Tinashe. Especially at this stage of the season, you wouldn't really expect so many goals to be conceded. You wanted to expect such numbers maybe towards the dying stages of the league. So I think they simply need to do something there.
Yeah, they need to be more compact and shutting them out and a bit more clinical. But Kingsley Mureremba failing to hook that one into the goal. We have crossed the 90th minute mark, so regulation time is up. And now Mondi stops play so that the medics will come in to attend to the goal scorer, Godfrey Mukambi, who's lying prone on the pitch. He won't be in a hurry to get up.
The skipper of the day.
Skipper of the day, goal scorer of the day, and at the moment just securing those last few minutes.
You know, the most interesting thing about Marapa Tinashe is, remember when the season started, he told us of how he transformed himself during the off season.
Sungimzami conferring with his head coach Paul Benza is the mastermind of what could only be their 3rd victory in their clashes against Cape United. And of course, the Herentals collected their wins against Cape United. In 2019, a 3-1 victory. And of course, they followed that up with a 2-1 victory last year against Cape United. They'll go on to lose the reverse 3-1 to Cape United. Now Mukambi just antagonizing the Cape United faithful in the city, and they are on the verge of breaking a duck. Doesn't look bothered at all.
Yeah, you can't afford to lose back-to-back, Tinashe, in a season.
Mukambi, I mean, one of the more colorful characters in the local game.
Yeah, and I think Herentals have managed so well to make do with him. So I think
yeah, we are in bonus time now. Shouts for handball, but play continues. Cape United with the pressure. Chakuzwa Chikosi, he will be going down on the floor. There you go. Very predictable. He will do what it takes. Now, of course, anytime now, that will be done. And our last chance for Herentals, the students. Offside flag gets up. hits the back of the net, but it will not count for Clemens Zimondi. Flagged for offside. Students on top of proceedings. 4 minutes of additional time played so far. For all their industry and experience, Caps United do not have much joy to show. Manogore spreads it wide. It's a promising cross into the box, but Mukambi is there in the right place, right time. And Chikosi will just shout out the change. Of course, another Herentals player goes down on the floor. We can tell you on the ZTN Prime DSTV channel 294, the feature match, the Bulawayo Derby Highlanders versus Bulawayo Chiefs. Boso are leading by 2-0. Peter Mjua adding a second at the hour mark after Melvin had opened the scoring. But here at Rufara Stadium, it is Godfrey Mukambi who has scored the 62nd minute to give the students a 1-0 lead. Over 5 minutes of additional time played. There were so many stoppages in the second half.
Way too many stoppages, Tinashe, and it seemed to work for the students as they disturbed the momentum for Caps United.
Absolutely ruined the momentum for the Green Machine. At the colliery, in the other scoring match of the day, Dynamos are still leading 1 by 1-0. The yellow card is brandished out. It goes to none other than the man of the cloth, Christian Nyatondo. He looks bemused, but deep down inside he knows what's up. He knows what he's doing. Every second now, priceless. Comical, really.
He seems to be in confusion.
He's been told to continue with play. And yeah, for Caps United now, it feels like agony. It feels like pain. It feels like defeat. Unless if they can carve something out of this last chance. God knows Muruira, the lone man, he has to send it long, surely. Is it too deep? Last drama. It's knocked out for a corner kick in what will most likely be the last play of the day. Can Caps United pull off something dramatic now and snatch it at the death? There will be no dramatic finish to this one.
Chikosi quite alert there.
Quite alert to the dangers, and he's quickly back on his feet. Of course, he's already sitting on a yellow. Wayne Makuya just failing to pump it and direct it goalwards. I think the scoreline will be telling a story, but Caps United cannot be blamed for trying. They hit the woodwork 3 times in the second half. That is full time! Herentals make it 6 wins for the season. They have been in Caps United only for the 3rd time.
Look at the white towel, Tinashe. Look at the white towel.
The white towel is out. Nedrick Maria celebrating with Takuzo Chikosi. John Joao did extremely well. And the celebrations will continue long for Caps United. Godfrey Mukambi gives a warm embrace. Zimondi was in the thick of the action today. Godfrey Mukambi, the match winner for the day. It was a match that could have easily gone either way as these 2 crosstown rivals clashed in matchday 19, and he is smiling. Mareba man, the clown prince when it matters, the defensive rock when they are under attack, the sweeper when they need to clear the danger. And the Herentals fans will burst into song and celebration. Swingimzamiri, Paul Benza, Simbarasha Denza have orchestrated a very famous win at Rufaro Stadium, and the song ringing out is Siana Inayo Herere. The students teaching their more illustrious opponents a lesson today. Caps United, of course, have won the league championship. The best that the Herentals have done was their finish last season, and their highest peak was obviously making it to the final of the Chibuku Super Cup 2022, where they lost to Bulawayo Chiefs. They are on the up and up. They are trying, they are punching above their weight and pushing. Caps United, despite defeats, they are experienced enough to know that it is not yet done. There's still a long way to go for the season, but their wait for a league championship since 2016 seems set to continue unless something dramatic happens in terms of improvement of their performance this season, and if some of the top teams suddenly experience a dip in form. But as it stands, the bragging rights and this low-key Harare derby go the way of the students. The men who are dressed in pink and blue have done mighty damage to Caps United. Kingsley Mureremba was very instrumental, but that man in your picture, Godfrey Mukambi, ruined the party for Caps United with his goal in the 62nd minute, ensuring that the 3 points go the way of Caps United, go the way of Herentals. Caps United recording their 8th defeat of the season. So we are about to go down to pitch side, where Caps United coach Lloyd Chitembwe is ready to give us his reaction to the match. Full time at Rufaro Stadium, Caps United 0, Herentals 1.
Okay. Ready, Well, coach, unfortunately a 1-0 defeat at the hands of Herentals. What do you make of today's outing? And for a team that seemed to be so much on top of their game compared to their opponents, how exactly do you think you considered this one?
That was the case today. I thought the goal that we conceded could have easily been avoided, and such is life of football.
And going forward, what exactly do you think you need to be focusing on?
Go back to the drawing board and try and correct and prepare for the next game. Pleasure.
Thank you very much. Sure.
Right. Coach, congratulations, 1-0 victory against Caps United. How do you sum up the game?
Yeah, very difficult game, and Caps United got a lot of chances better than us, but fortunately we managed to bury the chance that we got, but it was a very difficult game, but we're happy because at the end of the day we managed to collect the maximum points.
And the new faces that you introduced today, the likes of Makiwa, how do you take their performance and Grey Kufandada?
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very happy because today I introduced Grey Kufandada at the top, and then I had Blaise Kakudu who played the whole 90 minutes in the right wing, and then I had Makiwa. I put him out because he had suffered a hamstring pull. But I'm very happy because they managed at least to help us in the first half so that at least we would not concede, because of late we were conceding in the first half, but today we were solid in the first half, and then also in the second half we were solid, and we got a clean sheet, and I'm happy with their performance.
And giving Maraba some sort of responsibility today, how do you think he handled that?
Yeah, I'm very happy with him because he's a senior player, and being a senior player, it was high time for him at least to take that responsibility, because he's always motivating the boys on the pitch, off the pitch, and even at training sessions. And today I just felt that in the absence of Blessing and Tino Tenda in the first half, I just felt that it was his time now to get the armband, and I'm very happy with his performance, and I hope it's going to keep on like that.
And having all the Majarira brothers present today, how do you take their performances, and going forward, is this what you expect from them, or they still need to do more?
Yeah, this is what I expect, though I expect Blessing to score because he's a scoring machine, but of late he has been scoring. So I hope that the scoring boot is going to come back and he will start scoring. But I'm very happy with Brighton Majarira because he was very pivotal at the center of defense, and he managed to safeguard the likes of Lord Chunga and Chinyenge and Manu. Those are very good players, and guarding them and not scoring, I'm very happy with the performance of these Majariras.
And retaining in the second half, your boys seemed to manage Junior Bunjira. Was this something that you said to them in the halftime break?
Yeah, we're giving him a lot of space because in the first half we're coming back, and the boys were coming down in defense and giving him a lot of space. So at halftime I just told them that they were supposed to go up and try to close his line so that he wouldn't run down the line and cross the balls. So that worked very well, and I'm happy with what they did.
And how much credit do you give to Chikosi today?
Yeah, 110%, because this is his second clean sheet in Bigita and today, and I'm very happy because he has been, though we're drawing many games, it was because we're conceding, not because it was his fault, but we're conceding. But having clean sheets, I give credit first to the goalkeeper and the defense and the whole team.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Some side, the upper side, measure the camera. I automobile because then you tight when I approach.
I end on tournament of the mixer at that.
All right. Makorokoto, Godfrey Mkambi, emerging man of the match. Sekuona kwako game rangara kamira seinas.
Game iri se first half tatipa kuchesa, but tazongo continue chete kuti tende tiri 0-0 se first half. Istoshanda team yedu tima hard workers because ndo panobva mari yacho takasashanda. Yes.
And iwewe as an individual nasi kutambidzwa armband, how was that responsibility for you?
Responsibility armband. Vanozviziva zvavo kuti kwese kwatafa kumasuro. I was captain for Dynamos for Yada. Apa because tasvika vanhu varipo nhasi captain anga ari pabench akati as a senior player ikatimpo armband I lead your team.
And iwe uri kufila sei kuita man of the match, and what is it that you feel chawagona kuita kuti zvibude kudaro?
Inini chandokwanisa kutenda ka ndimwari izvezvi muupenyu chaimo zvinhu zvinosangana nazvo sister zvakasiyana. Easter kuna toenda kuchechi tonamata. Noda kutendawo prophet wangu prophet Tinashi vanodzipa gomo rezinopera vari kutibetsera zvisingaiti paupenyu hwangu. Ndovatenda zvisingaiti.
And kana uchiti vanokubatsira zvisingaite muupenyu hwako, what are some of the things that you feel kuti vakakubatsira kunyanya kubhora?
Inini kubhora muupenyu hwangu saProfet Nashe. All of maezi esafura tasingagoesi bhora ende taitoitawo zvekudhakwa zvekufudzira kuti kudhakwa ndokwakapenga asi hakusiko kupenga. Mwari ndiye mukuru because Mwari ndiye akatipa chipo. Totenda Prophet Nashe nezvaanondibetsera nazvo muupenyu. Kana kumba kwangu chaiko kwaane change nekuda kwaProfet Nashe. Nemudhara wangu anondibetsera number 9. The boss one. I'm the big boss. Atoatenda.
And iwewe uchitanga season, were you expecting kuti uchatozogowesawo magobhora akatowanda kudai here kana kuti zvinhu zvakazongowiro mutsoka?
Prophet akatondiudza akatoti uchagowesa mabhora zvokuti zvichachamisa vanhu gore rinori zvisazvamboitika makorezi ende ndozvikutoitika zveshuwa ndikutogowesa ragora kunumber 4.
Ende utombori neseason here wakambonyatsogowesa akatowanda wadefender?
Premier League ndakagowesa ndiri division 1 not in Premier League. Patakanopinza Border Strikers ndandi patop goal scorer ndo patakapesera kugwesa bhora. Premier League hazanambogwesa kana 2 kana ndakapesera kugwesa 1 versus ZBC last year. This year ndatogwesa 4.
Alright, senior player pa team kune vapana vachivariko nevanyuwani zvezvizvi vauya. What has been your message as a senior player to my teammates ako?
Ni teammates angu message yandovapa ndeyekuti ngatidana nerudo. Nyange ndikagariswa panze inini as a senior player ndifana kutsamwa nenyaya yekuti muningina kutamba ndifana kuombera muningina kutamba maoko. Ndoku vacho vari kuzosara vachitamba because sista kutoenda tinoita se titori ma retirement saka nevanyuwani tovabatawo zvakanaka. Team yedu ise tine love. Towirirana pa team yedu isusu. Tikatoona munhu asingawirirani pa team yedu isusu toza number 9.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.